I think it's easy for people to look at my life and think that I don't have independence. Having somebody help me in the shower or help me pee or get my socks on, it's pretty damn normal for me. It doesn't feel any different than anybody else. When I broke my neck, the doctors told me I'd never walk again. I mean, as a teenager, that didn't fly with me. But the thing was, I felt that my DNA was already in place, and that was to just push forward.
I feel like while he might be, he's limited physically, he doesn't set limits on himself, and he actually really tries to push beyond whatever kind of limits are out there for him.
I started skiing when I was probably around 6 years old. My parents would drag us along, so they could get time on the mountain. After I broke my neck, obviously, my skiing changed quite a bit.
I met Tony a few years back skiing at Alpine. He skied with us at Disabled Sports Far West, and I ended up kind of stepping in on a lesson and skiing with him the rest of the day, and we've skied with each other ever since.
I feel very fortunate. I feel he's a 1 in a million type of skier. He has the skills that, I think any of the best skiers in the world have. This is how I get on the mountain. You want to ski powder, you need fat skis. You want to do a certain thing, you need special equipment. Well, I've got my special equipment, and that's my crew. They get me on the mountain. It's no different than anybody else. It just looks a little different.
The dynamic between Tony and I is pretty interesting. It's a friendship as much as anything else, but we definitely kind of feed off each other and each other's excitement. We share that a lot, and it's just two buddies going out and skiing.
Yeah, those are 105 underfoot. They are, yeah. These skis, these Wileys are...
So when I imagine something and I say, I want to do this, he never goes, I don't know, it doesn't seem technically possible. And if anybody would know something's technically possible, it'd be Brian. But he doesn't ever feel limited in the way that I do too. He just says, let's go for it and see what happens.
The dream for coming to Alaska, I think it's probably as much my idea or my dream as it is Tony's. We were riding the chairlift one day talking about skiing different places, and just about how Alaska is the mecca of big mountain powder skiing, kind of how every skier needs to go there at some point. And he thought, he's a skier as much as anybody else, so he needs to make that trip as well.
If we're going to get powder, let's go to where it is. And that's kind of how the idea came about. And basically we both looked at each other, and I don't think it was just me. I think our light went off at the same time.
There was a lot of stuff going through my head when I found out that this was going to become a reality. Definitely nervous about a lot of unknown things, like how's the ski going to work in deep snow? How's the ski going to work on bigger mountains?
I was excited here. I was working with Tony for sure, having met him over the summer. But on the other hand, I was like, all right, here we go. This is a totally new experience. But we had to think outside the box, and really come up with a customized game plan to get Tony safely and comfortably into the aircraft and safely unload him into his sit ski to get the skiing rolling.
Ready?
And 1, 2, 3. Okay, pretty good.
Support you here while we
Yeah.
Yeah, one.
Beauty, guys.
One more.
Good job, guys.
Nice.
That was sick. It's like being on the moon. Only, you know, with snow and air.
Only bitch and skiing.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy.
Standing on top of that face in the gut of that bowl was just unreal. Just looking out and seeing all these big mountains.
I looked out, well, over everything. I mean, we were at the end of the earth, and it looked like a moonscape. And I just came back to that moment where I go, whoa, this was an idea, this was a dream. Oh my God.
So sick.
Yeah, dude. Middle of fucking Alaska, dude.
You hear them?
Yeah, boys. Looking awesome right there. Awesome job, guys. Turns in Alaska.
Tony, you're heli skiing in Alaska, dude.
Oh my God. Dude, I'm fired up right now.
And then starting to ski, and it just worked so smooth, and it was so easy and effortless almost that it was just such a relief, but also it just jacked up the excitement so much more that this is gonna work and we're gonna have a great time and it's gonna be an awesome week of skiing big lines.
There's a little face shot.
Our first couple loads and unloads out of the aircraft were shut down. There wasn't any pressure of trying to get this done too quick. It wasn't loud, the blades weren't spinning. So the intensity was a little bit lower, which is a great way to ease into the week. And as we got more confident and more efficient, we bumped things up and we really started working in and out of this aircraft like every other group in the zone. You know, the blades were spinning, wind was blowing, we couldn't talk to each other, the eye contact was huge, and just knowing everybody's move around you was awesome because there's no time to talk when you're working around an aircraft. We've totally progressed through this week as far as our efficiency in the field, and we're just like any other group out there now. Just hot laps out there in the Chugach and skiing a bunch.
Oh my God. This is silly, Brian. Brian, thank you.
It's one of those things where you don't know if it'll work until you try. So we came out and talked about coming up to Alaska, and it's working so far. So.
See the progression, you know, from him just having the idea of skiing again and seeing it progress into heli skiing in Alaska is amazing. It just fills me with joy to see him doing it, honestly.
I can only imagine what my ideas are going to be next. I mean, because I really feel like if I ever felt that there were limitations with anything coming up to this, which I haven't reached them yet, it's all about just pushing through them and trying. You know, because I feel like if you don't try it, you'll never know whether you can do it or not. You never will. I would rather live finding out that something was difficult and challenging and perhaps even for lack of a better way to put it, insurmountable, than not trying at all. That just would be a shitty life. Like, this is the devil horns.
What's the difference between that and what's the quad shaka?
This is the quad shaka.
And what's the devil horns? Okay, yeah, you can see the difference.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah, I guess.
That's the horns or the shaka?
Dude, come on.
It's the haka.
Shaka. Horns.
Duh.